Hey YouTube, coming at you with the viewer submitted battle, and no comments on the video. So it is a Giratina, Stunfisk, Lucario team. So just off the bat, again, no comments, but it just looks like an ABB style team. Try and draw out a fighter, try and draw out a ground, try and draw out a fire. My guess is with Stunfisk as the safe swap, and then Giratina will beat that, and then Lucario should roam free in the back. So that's how I think it's going to play out. I'm interested to see. I think Giratina is very strong in this meta. I do not have one under 1500. I should probably start trying to find people and trying to trade with them so I can get one under 1500. And then Lucario now has access to Thunder Punch, I think, this season. And then Stunfisk is like an OG Pokemon here. So let's look at the battles. Giratina and Turtonator. So they're a fire but dragon, so they'll probably get out. They get into a Tapu, so would not be surprised if this is a Turtonator double fairy. Just going straight for the Omnis Wind. You did not even build to the move. Okay, they shield anyways. Nature's Madness comes pretty fast now. I'm already seeing a flaw in the team because I was like, why are you staying? Because like, where are you going to go, right? So you have two things weak to fire in the back. And your answer to fire is staying in this matchup because you're also going to have problems with Fairy Water, Tapu Fini, and Azumarill, for which there is a lot of. These matches are done in the 2400, 2500 ELO range, so like not bad range. And like with switch advantage, with energy advantage, I think you can probably take this type of matchup, and then you can align Stunfisk, and Stunfisk will not have a bad matchup because you have ground moves and rock moves for the fire. So my guess is they're just going to stay in this matchup, fight for switch here, get the Stunfisk on the Turtonator, and then Lucario in the back. But it's definitely tough. Get off another one, and now they go into Lucario. Neutral Surf, neutral Nature's Madness. It is just a surf and it hits hard because Lucario gets hit hard. You need to get that counter and Shadow Ball because Thunder Punch is resisted. So this Shadow Ball will hurt. Won't take out, but it will hurt. Turtonator's kind of tanky. So that's how many incinerates that. Just wonder they have one at the beginning. And there they go. There's the double Azu Fairy lineup. Sorry. There's a double Fairy with Azu and Tapu. Very, very common lineup. Getting Shadow Ball off. Nice chip there. This is where it gets tricky. So Ice Beam, not enough. I would probably throw before and... Okay, nice catch. I was going to say I would throw before and then try and make the catch after, but banking energy and catching is just fine as well. Caught that Ice Beam. You can even like catch another... Yeah, I was about to say you don't need to throw because an Ice Beam will not take you out from here. So nice, they tried to snipe, so getting that rock slide off is huge actually. Grab the shield, throw this at rock slide again, perfect. This will, I assume, take them out. A super effective move. 1, 2 bubbles. Are they out of move? You're out of move anyway, so you're gonna win this matchup. Nice jump around there. Whoa, right off the bat. Okay, what the heck just happened? Did I just cut that weird? Okay, we'll try to follow along what happened there because you're already in your Stunfisk. Okay, so I'm guessing they had a Berserker lead. Sorry, that was my bad. That was my bad on the editing. They had a Berserker lead into your Giratina. You've already swapped in your Stunfisk because that is the swap you go to when you're going to get beat. Berserker has Shadow Claw, so that's a bad matchup for Giratina. So out into Stunfisk, and you're now getting hit with a Flygon, which is probably one of the harder answers you're going to see because you need an Earthquake, and then Scorching Sands is just going to outpace to the Earthquake. So both get to the move at the same time. You'll probably live one Scorching Sands. It's going to put you in like the red though. Okay, yellow, but one here. Going straight for the Earthquake again. Grab that shield or basically take it out because you're so glassy here. Now, I think they're going to force, yeah. Good counting on their part because you are forcing this move. It's probably just a Dragon Claw to take you out. And you are going to try to grab the second shield. So it is obvious that it was a Dragon Claw, but I think you were worried about what you have left. Like Flygon with Dragon Claw can hit Giratina, and then obviously with the Mud Shots can hit Lucario. So out comes the Berserker. You now have a counter user on this. They do have energy though. So get Lucario on it. What are we doing here? I know they have close combat and you're worried about getting one shot with Lucario. Okay, what resisted move that did they just throw that boosted their attack and it was resisted by Giratina? And now you come Lucario, but they're going to have an answer for Lucario probably in the back. And now you're shielding, but they're probably going to have an answer. So you're going to go down shields and lose the back line here. Yeah, okay. So this is... You have to read this. There's very, very, very few Pokemon in this meta. There's like 10 to 15 Pokemon that are used around here. And Berserker, you really only need to watch out for a few Pokemon. The first and foremost is probably Flygon, and then counter users. So you probably have counter users and Flygon answer in the back, which is Azumarill or Tapu Fini. It's very easy to team build like that. So when you flip switch and you have a chance to get your counter user on their steel Pokemon when they likely have that in the back, you have to do it. So now you like came in Giratina, you did get some energy, but now you switch locked yourself in a bad matchup. You do grab a shield. You're down a shield because you had to shield the close combat anyways. So this is going to be tricky. This team comp is... I'm interested to see Giratina in action. I think Lucario on the right team has play too. This is very tricky being triple weak to Azumarill here. Right? Azumarill in a very, very limited cup when 80% of teams run Azumarill, being triple weak to it is tough. Is tough. So Whimsicott, like you kind of have to stay. Oh, it's a Charm user, get out. I was supposed to say, if it was Fairy Wind, you kind of have to stay. Charm user, you have to get out. Pull out the Azumarill, that's fine. Again, though, like you grabbed, okay, grabbing one shield is not bad. Let's see if they have a Hydro or if they only have Ice Beam here. Because if an Ice Beam, you'll live and get off another Earthquake. If it's Hydro, you'll be taken out. Goodbye. That's a Hydro, which is fine because they just dumped energy. The problem is a Shadow Ball will not take them out. And now you're going to have to shield up a move anyways. So you have to shield up a move. You're going to be taken out here. Yeah, just to play rough. So now they try and catch. I would have dumped that energy. I think you need to dump that energy because you need to force that second shield or take it out. You have a move. You know they're Charmers. So at best, you're neutral versus Lucario and super effective against Giratina. So you need to get this out of here. So you need to dump that Shadow Ball, take out the Whimsicott, or grab that second shield. So that way you can come in here immediately after and then Shadow Ball and get rid of this. So now you're in the weird spot of like, you need to live this. You won't, unless it's like a Grass Knot, maybe you'll live this. But now, no, barely. Now you're going to lose. Yeah. There's two things. Again, there's the play, which I don't think was the right play. I think you need to throw the Shadow Ball. And then there's just a team. Like I know you're kind of unlucky that you have a freaking Charm Whimsicott. Who runs a Charm Whimsicott on the lead? But with Lucario being half fighting, half steel, you're still taking normal, like you're neutral to Fairy. Lucario's so glassy, so those fairies add up quick, and then you're doing resisted counters. So you have a terrible matchup with Giratina, a pretty bad matchup with Lucario. You obviously have an amazing matchup with Stunfisk, but if you don't align, if you have it on the lead, like right there, it's tough to overcome that matchup. So this is a good lead here. Again, here comes the Azumarill, and again, you don't have an amazing answer for Azumarill. So right off the bat, I'm like, okay, how do you make this team better? I don't even mind the Giratina versus Azumarill matchup. Like, this is not bad in general because Giratina is pretty spammy. Bubble is resisted. You can get, like, the claws out up quickly, and then Shadow Ball obviously does a lot of damage. So how do you make this team better? So I know the thought process. The thought process is Giratina is weak to ice. It is weak to fairy. You want something to be ice and fairy. That's probably where the Stunfisk comes in. And then they're like, I'll just run an ABB style team. So basically your third, here's how you make it better. Giratina lead, Empoleon, safe swap / answer in the back. And then a different third that's not Lucario, quite honestly. Yeah, I don't think Stunfisk cuts in this meta. I think Empoleon, if you saw my video yesterday and Saturday, I think Empoleon is probably one of the best Pokemon in this meta. Holy smokes. We have a counter versus the new, what's it called? Something force move. And now trying to get as much counter damage as you can to take this down. Lucario can like ramp up, like get kind of crazy like that. Wheezing, going for, you don't even go, sorry. I know I make a lot of noises and a lot of face emotions when I do these battles. Okay, you have to at least fake the Shadow Ball. If you're gonna, first of all, what I think you probably should do is just come Stunfisk right away, because you have super effective Mud Shot and Earthquake, and at best they're gonna have to throw an Overheat, which will significantly lower their attack, right? Because everything else is resisted. So you should be coming in Stunfisk right away, especially like this ABB style team. But if you're gonna go to Giratina, you're gonna throw a move, at least fake the Shadow Ball. You're lucky that both your opponents have not counted, because you have thrown right away when you've gotten to 6, and they've shielded both. So you are in there. There is the Overheat, which, as you can not read there for me, that says that their attack is significantly lower. You're now getting you're getting baited with Sludge. Is it attack or is it defense? I think it's attack, so this is not going to take it out. Yeah, I think it's their defense that's their attack that's lower, not their defense. So you need to actually hit the harder move. You're going to get the Rock Slide off here, which is nice chip. You get the Giratina back on this, but then you're probably going to have to shield up. Ooh, they shield. Interesting. That's maybe more beneficial to you. Yeah, let your switch clock come up. Get back in here, because you're going to have to shield up 1 for sure. 100% this is worth the shield. And again, leaving Lucario with 0 shields is not ideal, but you have to shield this up. Going to chip, and then I think you like farm to 5. Or you farm till they get to Ice Beam, and then you try and catch here. Yeah. You have to chip as much as you can. You have to farm as much as you can there. Play rough, you may live and get a move off. Hydro, you're not going to live there. So now you're going to have to throw a move right before they get to the move here. So that's, yeah, smart play here. So this is smart playing, and then you got to get to the Shadow Ball. One more. That's great timing, right? Holy crap. Who's this person? Who's playing this game for you? Because this was, you're going to lose. No, you may win. Yeah, so you still win. That was flawless. That was that was exactly how I played it perfectly to win that matchup. Throw the Shadow Ball on the Azumarill. Farm up right till they get to the Ice Beam, so you have some energy. Come in, Lucario, and try and get them out. Force their energy. You forced the Hydro, so they dumped all their energy. You then got back in Giratina. You farmed as much as you could till they got to that second Ice Beam. You then threw the Omnis Wind to take it out, and you get the Shadow Ball and the Claws to farm down. Perfect. That's exactly how you should be playing that matchup. That's a really heads-up play on how to handle that situation. So you got to come Stunfisk. Nope. What are you doing? Why are we taking so much damage here? You got a super effective Shadow Claw and a super effective Ice Punch, and you are staying in when you need to draw out an ABB style. Anyways, I know Draw One's going to be super effective, but so is Ice Punch. Now you're just going to sacrifice this? What are we doing? Lucario, they're going to have an answer. So they're not going to stay in. Isn't this what we wanted to try and draw out with the Stunfisk? Okay, get off the Thunder Punch. Man, Thunder Punch does a lot to Azumarill. Holy smokes. Nice catch on the G-Fisk. Wow, I cannot believe a non-stab Thunder Punch does that much to a Azumarill. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because of how attack heavy Lucario is, but still. Thunder Punch sucks, and you are non-stab Thunder Punch there. So they are just sacrificing, which is so risky because Lucario is so glassy and it's already down this much. So you got to just farm down. You got to shield. You got to come out with some energy. But if they have like any sort of fast move damage Pokemon, like any sort of fast move damage Pokemon, you're done. Even resisted move, I bet you they live one. The counters are going to add up. They're just going to shield, and they just got to commit to the farm down. Again, this is resisted fast move damage from them. And they're still going to take you down. This is, you can see that from a mile away. And I said like a neutral move was going to take you down. That was a resistant move that took you down. Lucario is one of the glassiest Great League Pokemon that you will play with. And it really has absolutely no play in the open meta and only has play in the limit meta. Its stat products are ridiculous. Glass Cannon, 145.7 attack, which is like one of the highest you're going to see, with a 95 defense and a 110 stamina for a 1532 overall, which means it's garbage in the defense, garbage in stamina, garbage in the overall stat product, super attack heavy. That's why Thunder Punches do an insane amount on Zoom Roll, because you're so attack heavy. And then I don't like your typing either for the meta, but fighting, ground, and fire are your weaknesses. But we're just going to ignore that for now. But all that to say, when you have half of your health gone, I don't care how many shields you have, you are fast move damage down range. Like I said, neutral fast move damage, that was resisted damage that took you out. So you got to be aware about Lucario's glass. If you're going to use Lucario or any glass cannon, you shield every single move, resisted or not. You shield up resisted like acid sprays. It is so freaking glassy. Like that's how much you need to shield with Lucario. So don't let Lucario go down to like 50-60% health or try and run with it. Now, and I think all that damage was done. Let me clarify here, because you had 2 shields, so all that damage that Lucario took was done with the fast move damage. What I'm saying is 2 shield Lucario there is not going to do it. You need to use that shield on your other Pokemon and have your other Pokemon do some damage as opposed to that. So your options are 2 shield Lucario at full health, potentially. Even that is kind of risky. Or make sure you're chipping and doing a ton of damage with other Pokemon and grabbing shields with other Pokemon. So I don't like letting your other Pokemon go down there. I think you have to shield the other Pokemon, do some chip, grab a shield, and then you go 1 shield Lucario to try and sweep it out in the ending there. So mirror match, and we're getting out because it's an ABB and it's kind of risky to stay in mirror match, but get off the Earthquake. They shield the Earthquake, which kind of makes sense. Like I often would kind of shield the Earthquake too, because you know it's coming, so there's no point of like not shielding it. Take an Ice Beam. That's fine. We'll get off a second Earthquake here. They'll probably get to an Ice Beam. They'll for sure get to an Ice Beam. Ooh, this Luke. That is very defensive. If they're trying to farm, they can't try and farm down there. Okay. I mean, they can live this. It's not a terrible strategy. I don't love it, but I get it because now you're coming out with like an Ice Beam and a half. Like there's an argument you should be coming in Lucario and sacrificing it, because you know you have to shield here. And the other Giratina is loaded. So there's no point of this. There's no point of this because you're shielding once, you have no energy. So now we're even shields. And their Giratina is loaded, and this thing still has like probably like 3 or 4 bubbles already on. So they're probably like 1 bubble away from an Ice Beam, maybe 2 bubbles, right? So now they got 2 bubbles. You're gonna get hit with this. That Giratina still has like 100 energy. You can't shield because now you're just gonna get sniped. Yeah, like no. This is. Again, I will say this, and don't get me wrong. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I'm the same way. Sometimes I go on a freaking Toronto regional run, beating some of the best players in the world, playing out of my freaking mind. And sometimes it's looked like I've never played before. And you had a previous one where I praised you, and this one I'm going to rip you because you played like garbage this game. And it's just one of those, like, you have to understand the situation there. You saw their Giratina was loaded, which you need a shield for that Giratina because a Shadow Ball will take out Lucario and it will take out your Giratina. So automatically there's one shield being used there. Azumarill farmed you down because it could take 2 Earthquakes. So it's at like 100 energy. So it has Ice Beam and almost a half. So you got 1 shield that needs to go to the Giratina. You have 1.5 shields that if you come in Giratina needs to go to Azumarill. Last time I checked, you're running out of shields here. The only play you have 2 plays, really. And it's which Pokemon you want to go 2 shields with. And you sacrifice the other one. So if you're coming in Giratina there, you're coming in Giratina to sacrifice it. And then trying to go 2 shield Lucario. If you want to keep your Giratina, try and go 2 shield Giratina, you come in Lucario and you sacrifice Lucario on the Azumarill. The one thing you cannot do is come in Giratina, shield the Ice Beams when you have a loaded Giratina what's going to one-shot you. If you want to do that, I would take the Ice Beam from the Azumarill and then shield the Giratina's move as opposed to shielding up Ice Beams. So yeah, no good. Okay, good lead. They get out into a Dragon, hitting them with a Steel. You got 2 in the back. Aqua Tail will be super effective. And now this is where you have to potentially bait here. I don't mind this bait at all. You do grab a shield. This is obvious. It is a Rock Slide. I don't think it matters at this point. I think you have to just chip this. You've already grabbed 1 shield. You'll get an Aqua Tail here. You have to let it go. And then you probably come Lucario and just counter down the resisted Dragon Breath as opposed to taking super effective. Yep. So farm down there. You have some energy. So it's not like the Empoleon's going to come back in. So it's going to be whatever's in the back. And it is a Dragonair. So just go straight Thunder Punch. Double Dragon in the back. I'm definitely just standing countering down. And out comes this Empoleon, so you can just get to a move. There's an argument being made where you should like immediately get out and start getting ahead on energy for Giratina. They let it go. And now you can just, that's when Lucario can get kind of crazy. When you have a matchup like that, where it's like, you get ahead on energy, you have a shield advantage. The other Pokemon's weak to counter. And then even so, like, counter against resist Dragonite is still going to do a bunch because Dragonite's so glassy and you're so attack heavy. So good lead. Hello, Azumarill. It's been a while. Haven't seen you in 2 matches here. Shadow Ball, good chip. And I guess you're going to do the... Okay. Exact same thing. No. Maybe we're just going to match shield for here before we go into Stunfisk. Probably get off 1 more Shadow Ball. I'm guessing you'll get off 1 more Shadow Ball and then get into... I don't think that was good timing. I think that was 3. One, 2, 3. Yeah. So Shadow Claw is a 2-turn move, and you just did 3, which is equals 6. 6 timing there. Bubble is a 3-turn move, and so once they do 2, that is 6 as well. So once you throw this Shadow Ball, you're letting a full bubble get through. So that's 3 turns worth of energy there, which is a lot to give up. So fast move timing in the 2 versus 3, to optimize it properly, you want to go 1 on throw it like 1 and then throw, or 4 claws and throw, or 7. So it's 1, 4, 7, 10. The less optimal but still okay is 2, 5, 8, 11. The absolute you cannot do is 3, 6, 9, 12 because they get a full bubble through. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, I always say this and I want to clarify this in every video. That's the optimal fast move optimization. The optimal is 1, 4, 7, 10. The less optimal but okay is 2, 5, 8, 11. The no-no is 3, 6, 9, 12. You still throw on the no-no if it means you're not having to take like an Ice Beam here. Like if I wasn't counting theirs, But if they were at an Ice Beam, which I don't think they were because I think they just threw. But if they were at an Ice Beam, when you're at the move 2, yes, you throw it because I'm not taking an Ice Beam. Otherwise, try to optimize your energy. So Shadow Ball, and now we are going in Stunfisk because they're probably in Rock Slide range. You can roll the dice with a Hydro. It is a Hydro. You'll live. And now, because Bubble will add up quickly, you just need to get this Rock Slide off to take this out. Lucario. Oof. What do they have on the lead? I forgot what they had on the lead. Was Lucario on the lead? And it is a... And now you're switch locked. Oh, that's too bad. So yeah, now you throw the Omnis Wind, make it obvious because you just need to burn the switch clock. Where? Okay. Yeah, just let this go. Counter down. You may need to shield up a Drill Run. Yeah, definitely need to just shield up a Drill Run. Counter down. And they're just starting their energy, so you're getting to Shadow Balls no problem. Although probably Thunder Punch from that range takes out Lucario because it's just so glassy. Okay, Azumarill lead. We are most definitely staying in this matchup, or we're probably going to do what we've done the last few times and throw Shadow Ball here, and then I would throw one Claw and go or see, they always throw after the one. Go one Claw and go into the Stunfisk, and you would have caught that. But we are going to stay in, try and get a second Shadow Ball off here. Again, I would just try and go one and then catch on a Stunfisk here. Catch on a Stunfisk. There we go. See, everyone does the one and throw. I'm going to do that video. I promise it'll be like mid-August. Easiest catches in the world when you do stuff like that. So I would have gone to at least fake an Earthquake because they can live a Rock Slide and they know it. And that puts them at an advantage. And they were only at 2 Incinerates. So if you like burn it to the 3rd Incinerate, you would have got to an Earthquake and you could have faked an Earthquake there as opposed to just going Rock Slide that they know they don't need to shield. So we'll take that out. Maybe Azumarill comes back in bubbles, or maybe they just get ahead on it. Yeah, Azumarill comes back in to get the one more bubble. I don't know how much. I forget how much energy they have here. They just you just caught on them, so they're not going to have much energy. So they try and catch, and now we're going to get hit with the Lucario. I think they're going to get to a move before. Yeah, I think it's probably worth shielding this. It is a Zap Cannon, and it does lower your attack, so that's kind of annoying. You can still probably get away with Thunder Punch here. You're going Shadow Ball. I still think you can get away with Thunder Punch and counters before they get to another move, but if you want to just be sure, because they're basically in counter range anyways, it's smart just to throw the move just to grab that last shield, but yeah, okay, this game's over. I think they're probably like counter and claw range down anyways. So that is it. Thanks for the submission. Be more like you were in that one game as opposed to the bad game. That's my suggestion. The team itself, again, I don't love it. I think when you have triple problems against Azumarill, that's not a situation I want to be in the Fantasy Cup. Giratina looks super strong. I honestly wish I had one because I'd probably run with it. But outside of that, yeah, I think there's like maybe ways to make it better. But overall, appreciate the submission. So that is it. Again, we are just going to... I think I saw a few Fantasy Cups come in and a ton of Great Leagues still. So I think we'll just combo this 1-in-1 for the whole week. 1 Fantasy, 1 Great League. So you guys can just get a little bit of both. And that is it. So thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.